Good morning, everyone. It's time for another Terrific Tuesday card. And today we're going to make a simple, quick, easy, masculine card. And we're really going to let our designer series paper do most of the work for us. I'm going to be using a pattern of paper that comes from our new annual catalog. And you can find it on page 130. And it is actually called The Beauty of the Earth. And this is the one that we're going to be using. I apologize for the glare. The camera picks up this shiny paper. The page that we're going to be using is this one right here, and I've actually used all of them, so I don't have one to show you, but it's very pretty, and it has a white strip down the middle. It makes it real easy to cut your layers for your cards. And all the others, this is, in my opinion, a good set for masculine cards because the colors are masculine, very fallish. And as usual, everything is double-sided. Here you have one with all the really pretty leaves in the fall colors. And on the back side is one that reminds me of what I think the leaves on the East Coast might look like during fall. We have another pattern featuring green and the navy. And then on the back side of that is the blue pattern with the trees, which is very pretty, I think. Then some more leaves. This one is one of my favorites. I love the blue sky pattern here. And then we have another one with just different foliage, greens and golds, and on the back is a wood print. And then we have one that is just all trees, and on the back is a bright green print. So they're all very pretty, but very easily incorporated into, oops, sorry about that, into masculine cards. So here's the card that we're making. I'm trying to figure out what it is that I dropped on the floor, and I think it was my little ink pad. Yep, it was. Hold on just a moment, please, while I grab that off my floor. I now have some navy blue on my gray floor, but it washes off, so not a problem. All right, so here's the card that we're making. As I said, it's pretty simple. I have the card base. I did a layer of embossed cardstock in the same color. This one I made full size on the one we're making today. I'm going to trim that down. And then here's our designer series paper. A simple happy birthday greeting. And inside, and then I used some washi tape. One of my goals in the next few months is to use up a lot of the old stuff that I have that's been retired. And so the washi tape, as well as this cording or twine, is something that you wouldn't be able to buy, but I have a ton of it, and I decided it looked nice in this card, and I was going to use it up. So you could change out anything you might have in your own stash, change it out, use it up, so that we don't hoard it. And then here's the envelope, and on the back I just lined it with, again, some retired, oh no, I'm sorry, this is actually current in color. This is the navy blue, okay? Now you could simplify this card even more if you didn't put on the emboss layer and just laid your designer series paper on the top. You know me, I have struggled with too simple, so I couldn't do that. All right, so in your packet, well, actually, let me show you what we're using first. I'm bound and determined to drop this. The ink that we're using is Night of Navy, because there is a little bit of navy in our designer series paper. The happy birthday comes from the Sweet as a Peach stamp set, and the inside greeting comes from Sunny Sentiments, and I'm using this birthday greeting on just about all the cards I'm doing here lately. It seems like I'm going to have to find another one and switch it up a bit. Excuse me just a moment. I need to get a slight drink of water. Okay, and then for the front, we're going to use some in-color jewels. These are not super sparkly, and they are pretty flat, so it doesn't impact your mailing. And we're going to be probably using this blue here, or we could use just about any of the colors except the pink. I don't think for a guy card we want to do the bright pink. And then, like I say, this is just twine and washi tape, and it's all been retired, so not able to use that. So let's get started. In your packet, you of course have your envelope. We have a card base. This is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. We have the inside piece of basic white, which this is 4 by 5 1/4, and then I have the embossed layer that is also 4 by 5 1/4, and I've covered the back with dimensionals. This is our focal point paper. This is 3 by 5 1/4. This little piece for our envelope that we've done many times. You have a scrap of navy, Night of Navy, and a scrap of basic white that we're going to do our stamping on. So first of all, I think we will get our stamping out of the way. And for our stamping, we're going to be using the Happy Birthday from Sweet as a Peach, which it seems to not be on my box, so hold on, I'll run get it real quick. Okay, sorry about that. So here's our Happy Birthday. As I say, it comes from the Sweet as a Peach stamp set. It's a very, I like the lettering, I like the font, and I think it's great for a masculine card. And I have a very juicy Night of Navy ink pad, and I got it everywhere. Okay, I'll close that up. And then for our inside layer, I have it on my Stamparatus as I usually do. And we'll put our white piece in here. And we'll use this little pad that keeps trying to run away from me. Not very much stamping on this, and like I say, it's really a card that you can put together. The reason I have to do masculine cards is some of you know that came to my class last week. I have a card ministry at my church, and I try to send cards out to everybody for their birthday and their anniversaries. And this month, for some reason, it seems like most of the birthdays are for guys. And I'm like, oh man, I don't have very many cards, nor do I have a ton of time to make any elaborate ones. So I just decided, okay, we're gonna make this quick and easy. And I was gonna just do one layer on the front, and then I thought, oh, I gotta dress it up a little bit. That's just the way I roll. And so that's what we're gonna be doing. So there's our inside greeting. We will take our washi tape, and all I'm gonna do is run it right along the bottom. I do wrap it around, but I picked out some. I have a lot of washi tape that is more on the masculine side, and so I thought I'll just use some of this up, and that will take care of that. Wrap it around the bottom. Okay, now for our Happy Birthday, what we're going to do, and I didn't show you this at the beginning, we're going to be using this punch. It's the tailored tag punch, and we're going to just stamp out our Happy Birthday, trying to center it as closely as we can. This is a pretty easy one. Just center, punch it out, and then we're going to punch one out in the Night of Navy. And then we'll take our Night of Navy piece, and we're going to cut it right in half. And we're going to make a little border around our white Happy Birthday piece. So what you do is you take your glue, and we'll see how much glue I have left in here. It seems pretty empty. And we're just going to put a little bit along the bottom of this. And then we'll take our Happy Birthday, and we're going to put it on here, match up the sides, match up the center pretty easily because of the point, and just give ourselves a bit of a border. Now you can make it large, wider. It's really what looks good to you. I'm going to make mine just a little bit wider, okay? So that takes care of that side, and then we'll do the exact same thing on the other side. And do the same thing. And that just makes it stand out a little bit from the designer series paper, and just gives it a little bit of a extra look, okay? So we can take so that takes care of our greeting. We have our inside done. Now we're going to take our designer series paper, and I would normally use my stick and stamp and seal, but since I have this glue out, I'm just going to do this real quick, like, okay? Now you can put this clear over on the edge if you want to, or you can leave a little border. I think I'm going to put it clear to the edge this time. On the last one I did, I left a border. This time I'm going to take it clear to the edge. Okay. Then we're going to take our twine, and I'm actually going to wrap it around a couple times. Let's see. So we'll just take this, wrap it around once, wrap it around twice, and I'm going to put my knot over here on the left hand side. So I am going to, and I'm actually going to run my piece through both sides of the twine to hold it together. And we're going to tie a simple knot. Now a little trick that might help you guys when you're, well, I think I'll show you a trick if I, yes I do. Okay, so when you're trying to tie a knot or a bow and you like, man, I need another finger, I need another hand to do that. Here's a good way to do it. If you have any of these reversible tweezers that you have to push to open, just do that, put it on there to hold, tie your knot, pull it pretty close, pull out your tweezers and pull tight, and there's your knot. Okay, so I will take this and we're going to trim this off, make it pretty short. Put this down where I want it. About where I want it. I got that one really short and this one a little bit longer. I'm going to trim it off. I like them to be the same size. Okay, now we'll turn this over. We'll get our card base out here, and I'll, oops, sorry, I do have a pokey tool on the end of this. So this is my pick a tool, and so I had on my spatula. I was picking up something the other day, and now I'm going to just take this and put my pokey tool back in. And I'm going to use that to take off my backings on my layer here. And I have a ton on here, but it's okay. I just don't like, especially since this is such a big sheet, I don't like there to be parts that sink down. Especially once it goes through the postage machine. Okay, takes care of that. We'll take our card base. We're going to put this, try and line this up as best we can. I'm sorry, my eyes are so bad these days. I apologize if you hear my chair. I'm back on the squeaky chair. I forgot to bring in my other one, although it's beginning to squeak a little bit too, so I don't know. All right, and there's that. And then we're going to take this, and I will, this is our inside layer. I will put my, I will use my Stampin' Seal on that, which is almost empty. Okay, make sure putting it in the right side so I don't have it together backwards. Line it up. I'll try to line it up anyway. Right, now the only other thing we have left to do is we have to put some dimensionals on our front sentiment. What I did, I kind of put them so that it would straddle the twine a little bit. Okay, take those off. And we will put this like right here. And I kind of had it sticking over into the gray. You would put it on there, whatever looks great to your eye. And then we're going to put on a few gems, and it looks like I have to open a new pack to get some blue. Looks like I have one blue left on this one that we'll use. And I'm just going to put a couple right here. And one right down here. So that gives me my uneven number and kind of a skinny triangle shape. Last thing we have to do real quickly is to put on our envelope paper. So as we've done this many times in the past, I just take and put a little bit of glue around here and put this on. You could use either side. I think I'll use this side because I used the other side on the other card. And you put this right along the fold of your card. Push it down, let it set for just a minute before you start trimming on it to make sure the glue has a chance to catch. And then once that's done, you take your scissors and trim this off. I want to thank each of you that take the time to watch this video. You don't know how much I appreciate it. I do work hard on these and try to do a good job, and so I like it when people actually watch it. So thank you so much, guys. And thanks to all the ladies who came to class last week. We had a nice group, and they all made some beautiful cards. They turned out so well. I was very, very pleased. So here's our card. This is the one we just made. And here's the one I made as our sample. And again, I just changed the paper on the envelope around a little bit. So that's it. I want to give you a couple of dates to save if you would please. Our next class for September will be on September 23rd and 24th. We will be doing some Christmas things, and then I'm going to have a Christmas Stamp-A-Stack on October 23rd. That will be a Saturday. We'll do probably 10 to 2 and plan on doing a potluck and having a good time like we used to before all of the pandemic and everything happened. So thank you again for spending time with me and watching this. I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless each and every one of you. Bye-bye.